don't think people are used to people filming themselves and vlogging in this this small little town. A bunch of people give me a few looks. I'm carrying a couple of cameras around. It's a bit of a novelty for them, I think. Okay, so this is a new one for me. Anyone that's been to school in Britain or Europe, or I'm sure lots of places in the world, knows about the First and Second World War. Everything that happened, who was involved, what it was about, everything like that. I've seen all of the kind of war memorials and the commemorations for those that kind of died and gave their lives for the cause. But up until now, I'd not seen anything from the other side of it. So I'd not seen a German war memorial or anything like that until now. So I'm up on top of the hill in the town where I'm staying, and they have this. So it's nothing big, and it just basically commemorates all of the people from the town that lost their lives. I think this is in particular originally the First World War, and then they have another little plaque for the Second World War. I think personally it's important to see these kind of things not just in your own country but in others as well, regardless of the sides, because the more we remember this kind of stuff and the more that we know and we realise that it was a worldwide thing, it may prevent things like this happening again. Because a lot of the time when people talk about war and these kind of things, they only see it from their side. So as someone from Britain, I learn about it from the British side. And I don't know about how it is in other countries, but I'm sure that they learn it in their own way. As someone from Britain living in Germany, this is something that I couldn't have done in the 1940s, say. And the fact that I can now move freely to any other country in Europe, because all this has happened in the past, makes it even more special, I think. There was so many people died and so much happened to kind of oppress people and beat them down and all that stuff, that the fact that I can live here and vice versa, if I was German, there's nothing stopping me from going to live in England. I think that's such a good thing. And currently there are a lot of people that want to prevent that, and I don't know why, but so much effort has been put into stopping it that I don't know why we still wouldn't want to be a part of that, if you know what I mean. Anyway, back to the other thing. Okay guys, welcome. Last time I did the driving abroad and that street sign that we don't have in England if you're from England. This time I'm going to share something that personally helped me out. So without this, I would have been in a bit of trouble, and this happened 2 days after I moved to Germany. So originally I drove here 2 days into my trip here. I was basically moving a sofa and to rearrange one of the rooms that we're going to use for this kind of thing, and somehow it got caught on my foot. And then if you think of your big toe and the sofa being pushed and then it pulling up your big toenail, it was kind of sticking up like this. It was at a right angle. I had no idea how that happened, but it did. And it was one of those things where it hurt, but it didn't hurt, and you were kind of shocked that it happened in the first place. It was one of those things where there was just blood everywhere, and obviously I had to go to hospital. Naively, I tried to push the nail down, but it was still attached to that stuff that's underneath, that's holding the nail onto your foot, and it's like rock solid. It was, like I say, it was sticking up like this. You couldn't even, couldn't do anything with it. So we went to the hospital, and especially from England, I don't know if this applies to other people in Europe or people from various other countries in Europe that's part of the EU anyway. I haven't got it with me, like an amateur that I am. It's that, but I'll show a picture of it here. It's that European health card. So it's not an insurance card or anything like that. It's basically this blue card that you can get for free if you're from Britain, and that enables you to be treated anywhere in Europe, not for free, but you will be treated, and then they'll sort out all the insurance stuff later. I later found out that if I had not had this, I may not have even been treated. I let you in on something. It was 5 days from being running out. I think it lasts for about 8 years, and this is the first time I used it and I hadn't checked it. Apparently, if I had not had this particular card, I may not have even been treated. They might have sent me home with a toenail sticking up like this, and I would have had nothing that I could have done about it. What the guy did do, after a couple of consultations, he anesthetized locally my toe. It took about 3 or 4 goes, and then he sprayed some alcohol in, and I could still feel it in it. Oh, it burned like anything. But he cleaned it, bent it back, bent it forward. Sounds a bit gross because it is. And then he set the toe again, and he drilled a couple of needles into my toe to let the kind of swelling and the blood come out. I got that all for free, at the moment anyway, simply because I had this card that I don't even have to pay for. So the point of this particular video is, if you are going abroad in Europe, and especially if you're from Britain, I don't know about anywhere else in Europe, you need to have this. Even if you don't have travel insurance, which you kind of should do, you need to have this card. Even if you don't think you'll use it, because if it does come to it and you don't have it and you're in a bad way, they have no obligation to see you at all. But with this card, they do. It runs through the NHS somehow, and then you get a bill for it. But that saved. I don't know what would have happened had I not had it. So yeah, hope that's been helpful, and I hope that anyone that's watching this and they are going to go traveling around Europe, maybe they haven't got travel insurance, which you should do, but if you need to get this card. All right. Thanks for watching this, and let me know if there's anything in particular that you don't know about Europe or Germany or something, and I'll try and find something out and share it with you guys. If you want any more of this, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.